Hi, I'm Alex with Cascade Peak Performance, and today I'm going to go over a basic warm-up set. The exercises involved are going to be the wall sit, the row hold, the glute bridge, the hip flexor stretch, and the plank. I'm going to go ahead and start with the wall sit here. 3 big points we're going to be looking at on the wall sit is making sure that the hip joint, knee joint, and ankle joint are lined up. And we're also going to be making sure that we feel most of the activation through the thighs, mostly through the top side of the thigh, maybe a little bit through the back side, but that we're not feeling any pressure or pain through the knees. And the third thing that we're looking for is making sure that we are maintaining pressure through the heel, and the heels aren't coming up off the ground. We want to keep them planted. With this one, we're going to hold for about 30 seconds to a minute before we come up. The next one we're looking at is the row hold. It's going to be similar to the wall sit in that we're going to get in a position and we're going to hold it for about 30 seconds to a minute again. With the row hold, big things we're looking for is making sure that you're sitting up nice and tall, not leaning back, not struggling to hold it forward, and that we're pinching the shoulder blades in toward the spine. Then that's can also be cued by pulling the chest out. It doesn't matter how far back the elbows go. In fact, if the elbows go too far back, you're running into the shoulder, the front of the shoulder closing out. So we want to make sure that we're focusing on pinching the shoulder blades in toward the spine. With weight on that one, a lower weight is going to be best. We're looking at holding that for 30 seconds to a minute. So a lot of people are going to be in the 20, 30, or 40 pound range there. Next one on the list is going to be the hip flexor stretch. This one we're going to get in the half kneeling position. And then we're going to make sure that we tense up the glute of the knee that's down. Make sure we tense up the abs, push the abs out. And then we're going to bring one hand up. In this case, it's going to be the side of the leg that's down. We're going to give it a few big stretches. So we're going to try to stretch straight up and then relax it. Big stretch up, relax it. We're going to do about 5 to 8 of those on each side. When we're doing the stretch, we don't want to stretch way back or way to the side. We want to keep this engaged, and reach straight up. Again, 5 to 8 on each side, and then we'll be moving on to the glute bridge. The glute bridge will be done on the ground. What we're going to do is we're going to lie on our back, feet flat on the ground, and bring our hips up using the glutes. With that one, we can either do it as a hold, or you can do reps of it. If you do it as a hold, again, we're looking at 30 to 60 seconds. If you're doing reps of it, we're looking at probably 15 to 20 reps. With that one, we're primarily looking for activation through the glutes. If you feel it in the low back, go ahead and drop down immediately. It doesn't matter how high your hips come. In fact, if you try to get them really high, the low back can come into it. So don't worry about how high they come, just worry that you're just focused on getting that activation through the glutes. If you're feeling it a lot in the hamstring, it may be because your feet are too far out, and you need to pull them in toward your torso. If you're feeling a little bit of activation on the front side of the leg, on the quad side, or pressure through the knee, that may mean that you need to bring your feet a little further away from the torso. The last one we're going to go over is the plank. This is going to be the standard plank, elbows on the ground, toes on the floor, holding again for about 30 to 60 seconds. With the plank, obviously we want a lot of abdominal activation there. Again, if you feel that one in the back, drop immediately. It probably means there's a big arch in the back that we want to correct. The way that we'll scale that one, because doing a plank is pretty difficult, is we'll either drop it down to the knees, or we'll do it from an elevated position. I mentioned that we do that for 30 to 60 seconds. Early on, a lot of the times people can't hold that abdominal activation for that long before the low back comes into it. So doing little spurts of it for 10 seconds or so at a time and then dropping down immediately is perfectly okay. Slowly work into the next iteration of that. If you have any questions about any of the things I went over or any of the systems we have in the gym, you can leave a comment down below, or you can go ahead and give us a call or email or stop on by. Thanks for watching.